Sa ginanap na pagdinig sa Senado patungkol sa panukalang batas na bubuo ng Philippine Boxing and Combat Sports Commission o Senate Bill 2077 na inihain ni Senator Manny Pacquiao, kinuwestyon ni Senator Pia Cayetano kung bakit magiging mas malaki pa ang budget ng lilikhaing Boxing and Combat Sports Commission kaysa sa GAB o Games and Amusement Board na may 120 million pesos na annual budget. Giit pa ng senadora, gipit ngayon ng gobyerno dahil may pandemya. Mayroon na ring Games and Amusement Board na ang mandato ay tulungan ng mga profesional na atleta, kabilang na ang mga boksingero. Sa Senate Bill 2077 na iniakda ni Senator Manny Pacquiao, isusulong ang boxing bilang Filipino sport at bibigyan ng health benefits at pensyon ang mga boksingero. Ayon pa kay Senator Manny Pacquiao, nagre-regulate lang ng mga boxing match ang GAB, kaya gusto niya na may isang ahensya na tututok sa boxing at sa iba pang combat sports.
The creation of new agencies has to be always justified because there's never enough resources. And nabanggit ko nga yung tubig. Wala nga tayong Department of Water. Tapos paghihiwalayin natin yung nag-aasikaso ho ng athletes natin based on one particular sport. So, kailangan ko lang maintindihan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President, for explaining that. It's clear to me. Ngayon, hindi naman kasi pinipigilan ko lang yung sarili ko, baka sabihin sinisiraan ko yung GAB. GAB, malaking naitulong sa sport, sa boxing, especially boxing. Ito po yung experience ko na marami pong nag-retire na boxer na wala pong natanggap na pension, wala pong benepisyo na natanggap sa GAB.
President, is His Honor saying na dito sa bill niya, one of the key provisions is to provide them for a pension or some kind of retirement pension? Is that the objective?
Yes, that's one of the objectives, Mr. President. Pension at saka protection, insurance.
So bakit hindi na lang natin ibuhos yung pera para dun nga sa benefits na yon? Kasi kung walang pagkukulang ang GAB sa implementation ng kanilang tungkulin, like is it in the law now that they provide for a pension? Because if it is and they're not complying with it, then we hold them accountable. We find out why. But if it's not, and I'm not aware that it is, please point it out to me, then that's not they're not liable for that, but that's a provision that we can support easily, as opposed to creating another entity.
Not only that, Mr. President, also provide a pension and healthcare benefits, Mr. President. Nasa Section 16 po yan sa bill na ito. Mababasa po yan doon yung social pension and healthcare benefits. Nandun po yan.
Question, Mr. President. If this is what is important to His Honor, and GAB has not failed in implementing the law, then why not create a law, or even if by way of healthcare, we don't need a law for that. We can I think we can do that by way of MOA, and I think there is something in the works. Okay, there's an existing MOA apparently according to GAB with DOH for the medical services, no? Yung sa pension, iba yan. We might have to create that by law. Then that's what we create, the pension by law, and not another entity, because until now, I still haven't heard the reason why it has to be removed from GAB, because they seem to be compliant with what their obligations are. And we can create that law providing for the pensions and whatever other security that a boxer or combat art athlete needs. So, ito ho bang komisyon na balak niyong itayo, because nga it's your experience and there is no argument dun sa experience niyo po. I totally understand, appreciate, and believe His Honor's experience. I just still don't understand why it cannot be delivered by GAB, which is the entity that is tasked by law to deliver it.
President, I just want to clarify also, GAB is on regulation of the sports. We need to focus on promotion of the sports so we can be Asia's capital. GAB is regulating matches only. We want to also give focus on promotion of the sports, especially boxing in combat.
What is his wish list from GAB? to say that ito dapat ang nagagawa at hindi nagagawa. Kasi we will pour in very scarce resources to create this boxing commission. May I know, His Honor, what is the targeted or estimated budget to create this commission?
TWG, Mr. President, is a prerogative of the DBM.
Pero siguro dapat may estimate po tayo kasi
The only estimate, I think, Mr. President, for the start, it will cost 100 million to 150 million, around that, to establish the offices, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao.
Mr. President, sa sinabi niyong between 100 to 150 million, yan na ho yung buong budget ng GAB. So that's something that should be very clear to all of us, no? Because pagdating ho 3 months from now, when we will be debating, less than 3 months, we will start having hearings on the national budget. Sa galing ho ng ating chairman of the Committee on Finance, hindi niya pa rin mabigay ho lahat ng hinihingi kong budget for DepEd, for health. Hindi ho tayo maka-roll out ng ating consulta package, yung out of hospital na care na kailangan ng mga tao. Itong education facilities and personnel needed for children with special needs. Kulang na kulang po ho ang budget natin for that. So I just have to mention it, Mr. President, because every single one of us have to be conscious na money doesn't flow. May pagkukunan ho yan, may mawawala. May pagkukunan. So yung budget ho na hinihingi natin for boxing, buong budget na ho ng GAB yun. What I know is that DBM does not support the creation of the Boxing Commission. So I was just getting clarity on that because His Honor said that they have taken into consideration DBM's proposals. So that confuses me because what I know is DBM says the creation of a Boxing Commission is redundant and those functions are already being performed by GAB. So hindi ho clear sa akin kung ano yung proposal na sinasabi ng ating sponsor na parang nagkasundo sila ng DBM because iba yung intindi ko sa statement. This whole bill, the budget is already equivalent to the budget of GAB. So paano ho yun? Kasi when we make bills, we have to be conscious of the effect of the other agencies, the other responsibilities being carried out. Ano yung effect nito sa GAB? Not just on the budget. Like, how would His Honor ask DBM to settle this? Bawasan niya yung GAB, maghati? So 75-75? Or ibigay lahat sa GAB? Ay, ibigay lahat sa GAB, ibigay lahat sa Boxing Commission? Or to take it out of where? Kasi yun ho talagang punot dulo nun eh.
Mr. President, sorry,
Yes.
Mr. President.
Go ahead, I'm fine. Please proceed.
Sorry, Mr. President, to interrupt. My point is also, Mr. President, is if we will be Asia's capital of boxing in combat sports, that will be revenue being generated, Mr. President, for our country, Mr. President. Maganda po yung promotion para sa bansa natin pagdating sa combat sport. At makakatulong po yan sa ekonomiya po din po natin.
Mr. President, I'll go back to our current situation. If that is part of the responsibilities of GAB to promote our country within the 150 million that they currently receive, tama ba? They receive 120. Sorry, they receive 120. Are they not doing their job? Are they
Mr.
not?
President, sorry, Mr. President, to interrupt. Mr. President, I just want to clarify that GAB is only regulating the sports, but Philippine boxing is promoting, not only regulating but promoting. There's a promotion po. Yun po yung kakaiba.
So you mean dito sa Senate Bill natin 2077, meron ditong to promote the sport of boxing, to promote. Di ko pa ho yata nakita yon. Hanapin ko lang. Can His Honor help me find it? Saan ho nakalagay dito na the Philippine Boxing Commission, part of its mandate is to promote? Eh kung yun lang naman ho, pwede naman gawin ng GAB yun. Pwede naman silang kumuha ng consultants na ire-recommend ninyo, Mr. President, para gawin ng mas maganda to. Kayo naman ang maraming kilala. Instead of spending 150 million. I mean, perhaps I can simplify this by asking His Honor to reconsider what we can do with 150 million pesos in this time of COVID. Vaccinations, safety protocols to allow children to go to school. Ayuda, alam niyo naman, ayuda pa lang, kulang na yun 150 million. Yes, I love the athletes. In fact, hindi ko pa nabanggit, nagbaboxing din po ako. I think nakwento ko yun kay Senator Manny. There was a time I was boxing 3 times a week. I love it as ano lang naman, fitness. And definitely, I want our boxers to be safe. But I'd like that 150 million to be put into good use, especially during this time of COVID. So, may I know from His Honor, one, how that 150 will be spent in the first year? And is that only in the first year? Kasi sabi nyo nga, pampatayo lang ng mga office yan. After that, hindi na siguro. So, that's 150 million for an administrative function that is already existing in GAB, Mr. President. Yun lang ang masakit eh. Kasi wala tayong extra funds ngayon eh. Tapos magtatayo tayo ng mga administrative offices, sabi nyo pa, all over the country. No? So, medyo ang bigat eh. Medyo mabigat yan for me to be able to support at a time like this. And then meanwhile, ano hong mangyayari sa GAB pag tinanggal natin ang function ng so those are 2 questions. His Honor can answer now, or we can suspend and we can continue tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow again for the other bills that I'm sponsoring anyway.
Mr. President, hindi naman sa pinagyayabang ko yung sarili ko, tinataas ko yung sarili ko. Isa sa nakilala ang Pilipinas sa boxing. Isa sa sports na nakilala ang Pilipinas dahil sa boxing. Hindi ko sinasabing boxing lang, but all sports nakilala ang Pilipinas. Pero isa na yung boxing na nagre-represent sa Pilipinas na nakilala tayo sa buong mundo. And therefore, kung binibigyan natin ng halaga, binabadgetan natin ng billion o million ang ibang mga agencies, bakit hindi ang boxing?
The only thing I am trying to understand is what is the most efficient way to support His Honor's desire to give back to the sport he loves and to support the athletes who have also embraced the sport that he loves. Is it by creating another agency? Is it by creating an agency that will have more funding than the agency that is currently handling the very function that His Honor would like to take away from it to put up a boxing-only commission, boxing and other combat sports commission. So when His Honor says kung naibibigay sa ibang agency ang 150 million, Mr. President, kayo nga nagsabi, there are 20 sports in GAB. So sila 120 million lang ang budget nila. Tapos ang boxing and other combat sports, 150. So, napakalaki na ho yun compared dun sa pinaghahatian ng ibang sports. So, hindi naman po unfair na tanungin yung question. It's not unfair to pose that question because what His Honor is asking is that the amount being given to the 20 sports technically is sacrificed for boxing and the other combat sports. Kaya nga ho dinugtog ko yung question ko, anong mangyayari ho sa GAB? At kaya nga ho ang unang mga tanong ko is, ano ba pagkukulang ng GAB para tanggalin mo sa kanila yung isang sport na yun naman din talaga ang isa sa sport na ang pagkaintindi ko is inaalagaan naman nila. Sabi niyo naman, wala namang pagkukulang.